Sonny, what's it feeling like?
Excited. It's one of those games that, as a young kid, I've always wanted to be a part of. And 2013 and 2015, I was so close, but I got injured just at the line. So, excited. Looking forward to playing against my team, the Dockers. We know what sort of strong issue they have with Indigenous players. So, for them to be part of this is incredible for myself.
You've trained well recently. How many minutes are you allowed to get out there for?
Not sure. I'm not sure who the runner is, so I'll be trying to run away from him. But
we'll have our runner running out.
I think I'm only on a couple of minutes, like playing a half, hopefully. So looking forward to it. But it'll be good to be out there with a lot of quality players throughout the competition and players that I've always admired and players that I've always wanted to play with. So at the back end of my career, I'll be looking at those players and be proud.
So which coach can answer this question, given you coach both, and when you are coaching them, Sonny and Shay, like how are we handling the relationship between you two and how they get out there?
I'll jump in because from my point of view, we'll honour obviously what the club's requirements are in terms of their preparation for their season and coming up, and we understand the game's really important for this game this weekend, and these guys are going to play a big part in it and they'll be involved with it, but at the same time, we want to put on a good show, but also we want to make sure the players, set themselves up to have a good season. And we've got to honour the club's requirements and commitments, and we're very fortunate that the clubs have been so fantastic in the lead up to this game. The GMs, the coaches, the players to be allowed the players to be available to play, and that's what makes it the game. So for us, we'll be mindful of that, and we'll make sure that we look after Sonny and Shay and all the other players, for that matter of fact, and making sure that we put on a good game.
And Sonny, you spoke about the history of Indigenous representation of Fremantle. I think it's 30 years or something of having at least one Indigenous player in every squad and side that's rolled out. That obviously came to an end last year due to injury reasons. Do you think that record or that streak will ever be broken?
It'll be hard, but it just goes to show the quality of Indigenous players there is throughout the competition, and not only at Freo but right throughout the competition. I looked up to guys like Jeffrey Farmer, Cyril Rioli, guys like that, who sort of paved the way for us to come here and play. But the history is strong at Freo, and let's just hope that right throughout the AFL we get more Indigenous players and also multicultural players playing.
How proud does that make you of your club to have a sort of 10-year streak like that?
Yeah, it makes me real proud. Obviously, when I first got to the club, I was 17. I had Des Hedman, Michael Johnson, Roger Hayden, these types that were helping me along the way. And and you can see even with this camp as well, when you get the amount of Indigenous players together, you bounce off each other quite well, and it becomes a family, and you can look after each other as well. So I'm proud of the club for what they've done with the history of Indigenous players, and I'll be forever indebted to the club.
There's been a bit of talk about broader, the next generation, what a clash like this does. How do you see its importance?
I see the importance for this game, and like we keep going on about, is the history from the Freo Footy Club, but also to see a lot of these young, talented footy players. I say young because I'm young as well, but I say these young players because we can see what they've done for the football, and also we see ourselves as entertainers, role models, and every time an Indigenous player kicks a goal, you can see him dancing, you can see him celebrating and going hard. So we're role models, but at the same time we're proud as well.
Justin, the passion that the Indigenous team has for the jumper, you guys going to be a bit more ready than a normal pre-season hit out?
Yeah, absolutely. We've spoken about that this week, and obviously spoken about some of our advantages that we've got, with that probably connection and the fact that we've been able to train together, and the fact that they've only come together last night. But we've also spoken about the passion which they're going to play with. The Oppo coach put their team up the other day for the boys, and I think a few players were gasping at some of the players that they had to defend, especially our backs. So there's a lot of talent in that team, and I think it's just a really special occasion to be able to go out there and be a part of what hopefully is a real legacy piece within the competition. And it's been missing from the calendar for too long, and it's great that it's reinvigorated now, and hopefully we can show tomorrow that both teams that it's a worthwhile event that we can have every year, every second year, and we love being a part of it this year. It's a really important stepping stone for our preparation for round one, but it's also a really important legacy piece to inspire the next generation, hopefully.
Xavier, do you feel that's your big advantage, passion side of things?
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no secret. Our first training session is going to be this afternoon. Look, watching the boys come together last night, it's just like they've never left the room. It's just that connection that they have with each other, and I sit back having dinner or breakfast, and I'm just laughing in the background because they're just joking and pranking each other. And I think you got a prank on the way here for a magazine's description. I think it was one of the boys pranking Sonny, but.
And he's not even in Perth.
It's not Liam Henry. There you go. You're missing out. But that banter, and I think the game and the legacy piece of the game, like Jared just spoke about, is going to be so important for our next generation coming through. Our players. I think there's a photo going around of Bobby Hill from the last game that played with Brady Hill. So that's the legacy piece. We've got the Freo Next Generation Academy playing a curtain raiser before us, and hopefully in another 10 years' time, we see some of those players playing at the high level of AFL footy. So the game, it's going to be a great spectacle, but the next 2 days and what it does for us, it's just the impact's going to be huge. It's going to be broader than I think what we think, and I just really like to thank Freo for one putting their hand up, so they want to be a part of it, and with their long history of Indigenous players in the game. But I just can't wait really for Saturday night. I think it's going to be a great spectacle, but I think the footprint it's going to have from here on is going to be quite big.
And to have it at a major stadium, which will lead to a record crowd for the game, how important do you think that is for this concept going forward?
I think it was very important. For me, I know the players, there's no disrespect to any other ground, but if you say to the players you're playing on a first-class stadium such as Optus Stadium, and you're going to get 40,000 people there and hopefully try and sell it out, it just makes the event so much more. So I think it's massively important. I know the Freo supporters are going to turn out. I know the community are going to turn out. I don't know how many tickets you got, but I got about 25 tickets, all coming from all over. But it's just going to be a great game.
And JL, we touched on Bolton earlier. What restrictions have you placed on how many minutes he can play?
He's got restrictions because he's returning from injury. So he's pretty aligned to Sonny. So he'll play the first half. Get his build going into hopefully next week and the week after.
What's it like for you seeing some of your players on the other side? I guess you're hoping that they're okay as well, no injuries or anything like that.
Oh yeah, he's sort of. It's not ideal. 2 games against opposition leading into round one, but it's a bigger pitch here, and as long as he gets his minutes and it starts building, and him and Sonny both start building to round one, well then we tick that box. At the end of the day, it's successful. But there's something bigger in it than just him playing for Freo.
How desperate are you to play, I guess, another opposition other than each other?
Yeah, we're excited. The intra-clubs get pretty fiery, and especially in the midfield, you're hitting bodies, you're going against each other a fair bit, and even just the fact that you call a hit zone and the other team knows exactly where you're trying to hit it and stuff is quite frustrating, and you've got to try and get a bit creative with it. And there was a few last week, but a few weird calls that a few of the boys kind of caught onto, but it's we're excited. We're talking about it before, to have everyone coming together and playing together for the first time, it's just kind of signifies the build now to round one and how close that is. So we're very excited, can't wait. And we've got another intra-club next week, we're counting down until the intra-clubs are done, I reckon.
You've got a couple of new faces playing as well tomorrow. What can we expect from those guys?
Excited. I think what I'm excited to see is Murphy Reid running around. I think he's got a few tricks. He's very classy, so I think you'll see a bit of that from him, and I can't wait to kind of play with him. Bit of midfield, bit of forward, so it's exciting.
Justin, you're without obviously Fife and Young, so are you able to tell us who has earned their spot to start with him and Andy?
Most of the guys that are named will get an opportunity through the middle of the ground, and that we'll be able to see that grow throughout tomorrow. And some will play a bit more in the first half, some will play a little bit more in the second half. I think you see Matty Johnson and Raz mainly going through the midfield in the first half. Competition for spots is hot, and there's some guys that probably a little bit disappointed with what game time they're going to get, or whether they're going to get a game at all. But I think it's healthy for the footy club, and we've got competition for spots, you know, in each of the 3 lines, and yeah, the guys will get an opportunity tomorrow, but still a lot of footy to round 1, so they'll get their opportunities later in pre-season if they're missed out tomorrow.
If you can play a truckload of people, are you going to play a lot of them, or are you going to reduce it down to try to make it?
We'll reduce it down as much as we can. Yeah, we've got some guys on managed minutes, and we'll see some guys will come out at 3/4 time, and we'll give some guys some opportunity later in the game. But yeah, like I said before, it's an important game for us to get our build right for round 1, and we want to make sure that we prioritise minutes to be able to achieve that build. So this replaces one of our games, so we've got to treat it really seriously. It's first rehearsal, we're going to get one more game against Melbourne in preparation for Geelong, so we're going to treat it seriously, and we'll prioritise minutes for the main squad.
So is the midfield the big opportunity for those guys?
Just a couple more guys.
Yeah, not really. Like I said, there's competition for spots all over the ground. Like, yeah, there's small forwards, you can throw a blanket over their performances over the pre-season. Our high forwards, we've got 4 or 5 guys, but high backs, sorry, 4 or 5 guys really battling it out for a spot there as well. So I think competition for spots is all over the ground.
So just with Jamara joining the squad, what's that been like, and do you have some sort of role for him in match day?
No, I think it's been well documented. Jamara's journey over the last couple of months, but I think it's just really important. Like, one of these things don't come around very often, and for us as a community and brothers, to be able to wrap our arms around him and get him around our group, and if that helps him, get back and do what he loves doing, and that's playing AFL footy. And if we can play a part in that, I think that's only a good thing. So, if he's sitting at home watching the game, I'd rather have him here with us. So it's great to see him. He looks like he's in good spirits, and I've got no doubt, he'll be back to where he needs to be in no time. And if we can, like I said, we can support that, we will.
Yeah. And there's talk Cyril Rioli will be attending the match, which is a nice introduction for him back into the game. How good is that to see that?
Yeah, it's great. I think we're going to have a whole heap of past players here. To be honest, they're all pretty excited about it. I saw like Major McLean here, he captained the All Stars team in '94 against Collingwood. So yeah, it's going to be great to see all those past players here. Cyril's been one of them and the champion of our game. So yeah, it's going to be a great game. And great to see him.